First toss-up. Name the current CEO and president of Facebook who was the recent subject.
Marshall, Darren.
Mark Zuckerberg.
That is Mark Zuckerberg for 3 points. And here is your bonus, which has nothing to do with Facebook. Identify the following Agatha Christie novels and characters in 3 parts here. First one. Hercule Poirot must solve a murder mystery on a train between Istanbul and Paris. Second, 10 people invited to a mysterious locale and murdered one by one. And 3, an old maid that solves crimes in rural England in the novel They Do It with Mirrors. Murder on the Orient Express, and then there were none, and Miss Marple, who was known as Miss Jane Marple. Moving along to our next toss-up, either side here. Name the Australopithecus discovered in 1974 by Don
Marshall, Evan W. Lucy.
That is Lucy. Very good. And the bonus now. Name the movie in which these famous fictional villains were introduced. 1, Jack Torrance. 2, Hal 9000. 3, Gordon Gekko. And number 4, Michael Corleone. Number 2, Hal 9000.
Okay, we have our answer.
Okay. Jack Torrance.
We have our answer.
Oh.
I mean, no, I missed
sorry.
an answer for that question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The only question we have an answer for is number 2, which is 2001 Space Odyssey.
A Space Odyssey. Very good. And the other answers were The Shining, Wall Street, and The Godfather. So 1 point there for the bonus. Next toss-up, either side. What body of water separates Africa from Madagascar?
Marshall, Evan W.
The Strait of Mozambique.
That is the Strait of Mozambique for 3 points. Nicely done. And our bonus here. List the 3 primary colors of light and the color formed when all 3 are combined.
What's number 2?
What color is formed when all 3 are combined?
Were there only 2?
So there are, so you're going to have 3 primary colors and then
Yes. Red, green, and gold.
5 seconds.
No, it's red, green, and gold. Yellow.
Time.
Okay, for number 1 we have red, green, and blue. And for number 2 we have white.
And those are the correct answers for 5 points. Nicely done. And with 22 minutes to go, we'll continue to our next toss-up. What famous movie from the golden age of Hollywood, starring Clark Gable and Vivian Leigh, featured the famous words, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give..."
Marshall, Evan W.
Gone with the wind.
Gone with the wind. I don't give a darn. Just gone with the wind. Done. And our next bonus is a math issue here with 3 parts. Find the y-intercept of each of the following equations. First one, y equals 4x minus 5. Second, 3x plus 2y equals 8. And the third, 3y equals 7x minus 18.
Can you repeat question number 2?
Yes, 3x plus 2y equals 8. Okay, go ahead, Evan.
For number 1, we have -5. For number 2, we have 4. And for number 3, we have -6.
And those are all correct for 5 points. Next toss-up, either side here. Name the famous man from a literary work by Miguel Cervantes who has a sidekick named Sancho Panza. And who famous?
Wagenheim, Brandon.
Don Quixote is the correct answer for 3 points. And we move to our bonus. Name the following tech companies. 3 parts here. First, a computer manufacturer known for, among other things, its emphasis on design and its line line of touch-based devices. Second, the company that produced the most commercially successful operating system in use. And the third, the one whose motto is, "Don't be evil." The motto is, "Don't be evil."
5 seconds. Time.
Okay, Brandon.
Number 1, Apple. Number 2, Hewlett Packard. Number 3, Apple.
And number 3 was, okay, you got 1 out of the 3. The first was Apple, the second was Microsoft, and the third was Google. So 1 point there. Okay, next toss-up, either side. What space shuttle recently began its final journey carrying the pressurized multi-purpose model and Robonaut 2 to the International Space Station?
Marshall, Catherine.
That is incorrect. Let me repeat the question. What space shuttle recently began its final journey carrying the pressurized multi-purpose model and Robonaut 2 to the International Space Station?
Time.
And that is the Space Shuttle Discovery. Okay, our next question here. Next toss of either side. This man fought Octavius during the Civil War.
Wagenheim, Jeremy.
Who is Mark Antony?
That is correct. Nicely done. For 3 points. And we go to the bonus. Name the country of origin for each of the following automakers. There are 4. The first is Volvo. The second, Volkswagen. The third, Toyota. And the fourth, Infiniti.
Time.
Okay, Brendan? Okay. And would you like prompts on these? Okay, Volvo.
Austria.
Volkswagen.
Germany.
Toyota.
Japan.
And Infiniti.
Korea.
Okay, you got 2 out of the 4 here. Volvo is from Sweden, and Infiniti is Japan also. So 2 out of the 4, that is 2 points. 2 points. All right, next toss-up. Either side here. What famous Egyptian queen was succeeded?
Marshall, FNW.
Cleopatra.
Ooh, that is incorrect. Let me repeat the full question here. What famous Egyptian queen was succeeded by Tutmosis III?
Wagenheim, Gwendolyn.
What is Hatshepsut?
Very nicely done. I had to think about that today myself. Good job for 3 points. Sometimes look on numbers. Okay. Bonus question. List the 3 flight control surfaces necessary to turn an airplane. 3 flight control. And answers, please.
Lift, flaps, and bearings.
Okay, those are good calls there. It's aileron, elevator, and rudder. Wow. I'll stick to English here. Okay, our next toss-up, either side, here with a good 15 minutes to go. From the Middle English name for Mary Magdalene in the Bible, what term means excessively sentimental or self-pitying?
Marshall, Catherine.
Maudlin is correct for 3 points. Nicely done. And we go to our next bonus here. Answer each of the following questions from mythology, and there are 3. The number of years that the Trojan War lasted. 2, the number of mythological muses, M-U-S-E-S. And finally, the mythological food of the gods.
Time.
And answers, please. Prompts, yes. The number of years the Trojan War lasted.
21.
The number of mythological muses.
9.
And the mythological food of the gods.
Ambrosia.
Ambrosia. You got 2 out of the 3. The number of years was 10 years here. So that is 3 points there. And remember, you can call a time on either side if you need to do some sudden. Okay, our next toss-up here. This key signature has 3 sharps, and its relative minor has no sharps or.
Marshall, FNW.
A major.
And that is correct. A major. Nicely done. And we go to our bonus question here. Name the cities destroyed by the Little Boy and Fat Man atomic bombs. answers, please?
We have Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Very nicely done for 5 points. Okay, with 13 minutes remaining here, next toss-up. Though he was German, he came to England to write music. Among his works are music for the Royal Fireworks and
Marshall M.C.
George Handel.
that is Handel there. Handel, very nicely done for 3 points. And we go on to our musical bonus question here. Given the following composer's musical works, name the composers. So there are 3. The first one is La Mer, M-E-R, La Mer. Second, Brandenburg Concertos. And the third, The Magic Flute and the Marriage of Figaro. And those are all correct for 5 points. Nicely done. And we move on to our next. And remember, if you don't want to let the timer out, you can chime in earlier on the bonus. Number 14, or this one here, let's toss up. What units does a tachometer read in? What units does a tachometer read in? And that is RPM, revolutions per minute. We'll go to our next toss-up. Name the baseball player who played for the Padres in the minor leagues, the Boston Red Sox in the major league, and was known as the Splendid Splinter. And he also went to Hoover High School. That is Ted Williams. Next question. Your next question comes from current events. Archaeologists have recovered 6 cannons from the ships of what Welsh privateer in Panama? And that is Henry Morgan. Next toss-up. Name the large island owned by Denmark, which is nearly covered in glaciers.
Marshall M.C. Greenwood.
And that is Greenland. Nicely done for 3 points. And we go to our bonus, which is in 3 parts here. List the first 3 manned American space programs. And Evan, your answers?
The only 2 answers we have are Apollo and Mercury.
Apollo and Mercury. 2 out of the 3. The other one was Gemini, so 3 points there. Next toss-up, either side with 10 minutes to go here. What novel by Jack London chronicles the domestication of a wolf?
Wagenheim, Jeremy. Called Loud.
That is incorrect. Let me repeat the full question here. What novel by Jack London?
Marshall Darren.
It is White Fang for 3 points. Nicely done there, and our bonus. Besides the full moon and the new moon, name 3 other phases of the moon. And answer, please, Marshall.
We have waning, crescent, first quarter, and waxing gibbous.
And those are very good, and they have other ones here, waning, gibbous, and waxing crescent. Nicely done for a full 5 points there. Next toss-up question. What type of galaxy is the Milky Way?
Marshall M.W.
Spiral.
That is a spiral for 3 points. And we go on to our bonus here. Answer the following questions concerning galaxies. It's in 2 parts here. Part 1 here. Name the 2 small galaxies that orbit the Milky Way and are visible from the southern hemisphere. And then, 2, identify the closest large galaxy to the Milky Way. And answers, please, Marshall.
We don't have any answers for number 1, but for number 2 we have Andromeda.
Andromeda Galaxy, that is 1 point there. The other is the large Magellanic Cloud and the small Magellanic Cloud. So 1 point for the bonus. Next, toss-up either side. He invaded Kuwait and started the Persian Gulf War in 1990. Used mustard gas in a...
Marshall M.W.
That is Saddam Hussein for 3 points. And we move to our bonus, which is in 5 parts here. Answer the following questions concerning the cardiovascular system. 1, the name for a cell fragment that helps clot blood. 2, the name for the upper chamber of the heart. 3, the name for blood vessels that link arteries and veins. 4, the name for the vena cava that returns blood from the head and upper body. And 5, the name for the type of circulation that circulates blood between the heart and lungs.
Time.
And answers, Marshall.
Maybe a cross.
Yes, the name for a cell fragment that helps clot blood.
Platelet.
The name for the upper chamber of the heart.
The atrium.
The name for blood vessels that link arteries and veins.
Capillaries.
The name for the vena cava that returns blood from the head and upper body.
Superior vena cava.
And the name of the type of circulation that circulates blood between the heart and the lungs.
Pulmonary.
That is correct for all 5. Nicely done. With 5 minutes to go. Next toss-up question. This word was derived from the Latin term scutarius, meaning shield bearer. Over the years, its meaning has evolved, meaning a knight in training during the Middle Ages.
Wagenheim, Jeremy, Squire.
And that is a squire for 3 points. We go to our bonus question here. Name the kingdom that each of the following organisms belongs to. There are 4. 1, chimpanzee. 2, the white fur. 3, truffles. And 4, E. coli.
Time.
And answers, please, Wagenheim.
It's okay with Jeremy.
Okay, and we go to Jeremy, and I'll give you props there. Chimpanzee, white fur, truffles, and E. coli. Virus. Okay, you got one there. White fur was actually plant, truffles, fungi, and E. coli bacteria. So 1 point there for the bonus. Next toss-up question with about time out. And let's begin. Clock. Next toss-up. 2 sides of a triangle have lengths 5 and 8. What is the maximum length the third side can have to make a triangle?
Marshall, Evan, Debbie.
12.
And that answer is 12. Yes, that is correct for 3 points. And we have a literary question. This one's going to be a good one. English teachers unite here. List the following works in order of publication. The scoring stops when an incorrect answer is given. So the earliest to the latest. The 4 novels are Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Twilight, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
Time.
And time, Marshall.
Maybe just wait. So we have Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe first, then Fellowship of the Rings, and Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and then Twilight.
And those are in the correct order. Nicely done for 5 points. And we go to our next toss-up here. What term is used to describe the agricultural process by which the tissues of one plant are encouraged to fuse with those of another? Well,
Marshall, Darren.
Grafting.
that is grafting for 3 points. And we go to our bonus. Name the following elements, and it's in 4 parts here. So the first one makes up the majority of the Earth's atmosphere. Second, the primary element used by the sun in fusion reactions. 3, the element that is the basic building block for life. And 4, an element with no actual relation to Superman. The answers, okay.
So number 1 we have nitrogen, number 2 we have hydrogen, number 3 we have carbon, and number 4 we have krypton.
Krypton. Yes, 5 points there. Next toss-up either side. Looks like we have about 30 seconds to go. This effect, named after an Austrian physicist, explains the change of frequency heard by an observer,
Marshall, Evan, W.
The Doppler effect.
and that is the Doppler effect for 3 points. And we end with a a grammar question. Identify the following words, parts of speech. I'm going to give you 4 words, and you tell me what part of speech each is here. And there are 4. Number 1, league, L-E-A-G-U-E. Number 2, write. Number 3, quickly. And number 4, through. Parts of speech.
Okay, we have our answers.
Okay, begin.
Yeah, for number 1 we have noun. For number 2 we have verb. For number 3 we have adverb. And for number 4 we have preposition.
And those are all correct for 5